Hare Radhe, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, greetings, bhakti greetings to everyone. Today I just want to talk about material and spiritual life. Material life means decrease. Whatever happiness, whatever pleasure we may experience, it's on the decrease. As we get older, as we get sick, as we die, of course, it's all reduced and finished finally. Srila Prabhupada says that there is some pleasure in the material world, there's some happiness, but he compares it to a drop of water in the desert. In the desert, of course, it's very, very dry and one needs a lot of water. But a drop of water is water, but it's insufficient for our needs. So similarly, the so-called happiness and pleasure that we can find in the material world is insufficient for our needs. And it's on the down, it's always going to reduce. But in the Vedas, it's interesting, Lord Chaitanya himself gives this verse from Shikshashtik, in which he talks about Anandam Buddhivardhanam, that the result of chanting the holy names, of taking to the process of Bhakti Yoga, is Anandam Buddhivardhanam. He's talking about Ananda, bliss, and Buddhivardhanam. In other words, an ocean, Buddhi, normally it doesn't increase its shores, it has its limits. But the spiritual ocean is Vardhanam, increasing. So spiritual life is like that. Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam, ever increasing ocean of bliss. In other words, we can transcend the influence of old age and disease and death. Even death itself, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that for one who is fixed in Krishna consciousness, then death does not interrupt that consciousness. It is ever continuing. So this is giving us great hope that despite our material circumstance here, material world, Krishna says, yes, this material energy is his inferior energy. It has a beginning, a middle, and end. It is not everlasting. So many difficulties, and of course the cruel laws of material nature. Despite all of these difficulties, one who takes to Krishna consciousness is not negative. He's optimistic because he's addressing the needs of the soul, and the soul, of course, is not affected in any way by any material condition. Just like we hear that devotional service to Krishna is that's the sound of material life, whereas spiritual life is the beautiful sound of the Pushpa Vinaya, the flower airplanes that are powered by the will of the pilot, far more preferable means of transport. Anyway, I was saying that spiritual life is characterized by two things. It is ahoitiki apratiyata, it is uninterrupted, it is ever continuing, and unmotivated. It's not that we're doing bhakti to get a paycheck. No, we're doing bhakti to please Sri Guru and Gauranga, and the reward for such service is more service. So a completely different type of life, as my Guruji says, it's a positive alternative. So in this sense, as we practice Bhakti Yoga, we become more and more encouraged and hopeful and enjoying the process of Bhakti Yoga. Of course, our mood is not to enjoy, but to serve. But as they say that the master and his servant, they enjoy on the same level. So as we serve the Supreme Enjoyer, Shri Krishna, we enjoy as well. And that enjoyment, that pleasure, that blissful life cannot be interrupted, cannot be impeded in any way by anything material. Not only that, but as we understand from this verse of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that it's ever increasing. I remember my Guruji gave an example. It's like you go to a very nice party, everyone is having a lot of fun, dancing and enjoying, and then the person who's organizing the party comes out and says, "Okay, we're going to continue the party, and it's going to get even better. But you can leave if you want." Nobody's going to leave. Nobody's going to leave. So, of course, this we need to experience ourselves. It's not very well to hear about it, but we need to experience it ourselves. I think Sridhar Maharaj gives that example. It's like if you're hungry and you're given very nice food, nourishing food, you don't need a certificate from anyone else to know that it's very nice and nourishing. You yourself can experience that. So in a similar way, as we persevere with Krishna consciousness, we ourselves can experience that, yes, this is the real thing. This is the real thing. The search for Krishna, the reality, the beautiful. Hari Bol, Hari Bol.